And under in camera, I'd like to talk about U18 bid.
I'll agree with the additions and approve the agenda as amended.
Jimmy, don't be,
No,
don't be getting,
have to wait till the deputy adds.
Your Worship, for information, and it might be from maybe Councillor Hood, is his role at PVSC, is either Heritage House reuse and high school. I had a call this afternoon from the former warden of the district of Shelburne, and could I put on, maybe for information update with yourself, Your Worship, Woodland Multi-Use Trail Association. I think that'll be in connection with something that's already in the works, Your Worship.
Only people with a woodland.
Well, I don't know how that works. I think that's just their name, I think.
You just have to blame on them. So moved with all the additions, Your Worship.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. So just a heads up, I need to leave at about 4:20 to meet with Janet Knox from the Health Authority, and the deputy will take over, and hopefully I'll be back on time, because I told Jody we're going to at least 7 tonight. Presentation, Yasta. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. So some of you may not be aware, but back in 2016, there was some interest with the town of Yarmouth. I think it was spurred by some presentations that were made at the Tie-Ends conference in November at that time regarding the opportunity that might exist with small cruise or cruise ships in general, or specifically niche cruise, as an opportunity to promote tourism and grow another potential tourism market. As you know, there's lots of ports around Nova Scotia that actually are starting to have some success with niche cruise as a niche cruise port, and things like Bedeck. Certainly Cape Breton is taking advantage of it, Pictou. And so the thoughts were that we should look at exploring that for our port. As you know, some of the ships are already coming here, but the key there is that we're not leveraging everything that we could be with regards to those ships and the tour operators that service them. So Natalie and I have been working together with the team at Yasta to enter the market, and we've done a few things, and she asked for me to come here today and give you an update on what we've done. So that's what I'm planning to do. I only have 15 slides, and I expect this only to be about 10-15 minutes. So niche cruise market or small cruise market, I may use both of those terms interchangeably, but really what I'm talking about is small cruise ships, but I'll get into that as we go through. So upon direction from the Town Council, Yasta facilitated a port readiness workshop on January 11th and 12th of this year. The purpose of the workshop was to gather stakeholders involved, develop an understanding of the cruise ship market, and identify the potential opportunities and developments necessary to take advantage of this growing cruise market in the Port of Yarmouth and indeed the entire Yarmouth and Acadian Shores region. The cruise market is very strong and continues to grow. In fact, the cruise market is the fastest growing category in the leisure travel market currently. Over 85% of passengers think that cruising is an important vehicle to sampling destination areas, and many intend to return to a cruise destination for a land-based vacation. So this is a real great opportunity if you were, for example, to impress somebody from the destination standpoint when they were on a cruise here, and they only had maybe a half a day or a full day excursion, and then they say to themselves, wow, we should actually plan a vacation and come back. So we see that as a really good opportunity to do that, especially for this type of thing. So the types of cruising, there are really two types that we're going to be talking about today, and one's very specifically mass market, so mega and mid-sized ships. Mega ships have over 2,500 passengers and have broad appeal, and mid ships have 1,000 to 2,500 passengers and are slightly higher end. And then, of course, niche, which we're going to talk about mostly today. Niche market is small luxury and adventure expedition. So Those are sometimes interchangeable as well, but basically what you want to think about if we're thinking about niche is that usually less than 1,000 passengers, and actually probably for our market, we're looking at something very common to 200 or less passengers per ship. This is a picture of the Caledonia Sky that actually docked here, not this summer, but last summer. And so it's an example of the fact that we already have ships coming. Lots of ports are getting into the cruise market, and they actually don't have ships coming at all. So we're lucky that way. So our market is the niche market, or small cruise market. Niche market cruising, or niche cruising market, is forecast to grow 18 to 20%, which is great. And this is in comparison to the mass market, cruise ship market, which is only forecast to grow between 6 and 8% for the larger vessels worldwide. I think that's over the next 5 years that we're expected to do. I can check on that. The demand for niche cruise is being driven by several factors, including growing consumer interest in more enriching, experiential travel, and consumers seeking higher service levels and new destinations. So what do our passengers want? What are they looking for experiences? This picture actually is some shots we did later in the fall this year. There's going to be a harbor cruise this year in the town of Yarmouth, so it's going to be operated by